I'm going to show you how to create a PVA or a Parasoft virtual asset once you've recorded traffic using a proxy. So on my machine, in my workspace, I've got my recorded traffic, this bookstore proxy and datestamp.txt. In my Virtual Asset Explorer, I'm going to right-click on my Virtual Assets project, go to Add New, and Virtual Asset PVA file. I'll give it a name. And then I'm going to expand out traffic and choose Generate Parameterized Messages and hit Next. First I need to select traffic, so I'll navigate to that. And then I'll hit Next. I'm going to go ahead and create this using my embedded data repository server. I'll just call this bookstore-test. And again, hit Next. Now I want to select my request and response message format, both are XML in this case, and then my grouping criteria. Typically the first three are used for REST, and request body is used for a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Next. Now we can let this automatically configure our correlation criteria, or we can manually select it. I'm going to go ahead and unselect auto config on one of these things just so we can see what this looks like. When I hit Next, I'll be able to see my request and response pairs, and if I click on request correlation, we can see that the add item to cart is currently correlating on the item ID. I could remove that with remove, or I could hit new and say I also would like to do this based on quantity. So I'll do that in this case. Once I'm done, I'll hit Next. We have the data reuse. This is where we can configure how to bring in new data. This will be explained in another video. For now, I'll just hit Next, and I can export this all into a template, which I could use at the beginning here. The last thing I want to do is at the end, I'll change my path here. So here I'm going to put virtual and then the real path. You can put whatever you want for this. And I'll hit Finish. Now you can see all that gets deployed into the repository, which we could look at here. And it will also show up on my local machine under Virtual Assets. Or the easiest way to deploy this to your remote server so that it maintains the path that you created is to just click and drag from your local machine onto your remote virtualized server and just drop it on the Virtual Assets. And now that's deployed out at the remote virtualized server. I'll be able to hit it at this URL.